Hey, what's up and hello. This is everybody's second favorite professor coming at you live on tape with another Animate video. So today we're going to cover the infamous movie clip and how it functions on the main timeline. So always starting off, like we said before, when you're doing a graphic from Illustrator, i.e. a vector graphic, you want to modify, convert to symbol. So keyboard shortcut F8. We're going to call this soccer ball. And we're going to change the movie clip type to a graphic first, making sure our registration mark is set to center. And again, we do that because that is where the transforming or the rotation axis is going to be in the center. So I'm press OK. It's going to populate in the library. So now that that's in the library, we could delete it or we can drag more off onto the stage. So now once we do that, we're going to hit F8 once again. And we're going to convert the graphic into a movie clip. We're going to call this soccer ball motion. Again, registration mark stays in the center. Hit OK. And now in the library, as you can see over here, we have a movie clip versus a graphic. A graphic icon is, again, the three shapes in a cluster. The movie clip icon is a gear in a box. So with the movie clip on the stage, I'm going to make a new layer just to show you all what happened. If I were to drag out another graphic onto a different layer, as you can see, it's in full color. When we go to edit the movie clip, we're going to double click on the movie clip itself. And then as you can see here, the scene or whatever's on the original stage is ghosted out. And if you look at the very top, whatever scene you're on, and then it'll say the movie clip name, in this case, soccer ball motion. And it will give you a brand new timeline to work from. So when you're inside of the timeline, you want to make sure that you're not moving the object within the timeline because that is what it's going to record or loop as the movie clip. In this case, we want the ball to be static, but we want the ball to rotate. So in order to do that, we're going to go to our properties panel. We can collapse the scene. So now we're going to go to Insert, Create Classic Tween, and it's going to give us space at the 12 frame mark or 1 second mark. I'm going to hit F6 to insert a keyframe at frame 12. So this ball is going to rotate for 1 second. Now how you do the rotation is you click on the first layer of the first frame. And then if you look on your properties panel, it shifts over to frame versus object. Because we're editing what's happening on the frame, we're not going to edit the object itself. So if you go down to the center under tweening, if you see where it says rotate auto, if you choose clockwise or counterclockwise, that means it's going to automatically spin the ball backwards or forwards, or really depending on which way the object is facing, but it's a ball. So we're going to see that left to right is going forward, right to left is going backwards. So we're going to go clockwise, and it's going to make 1. This means it's going to spin 1 time in 1 second. And that's a decent pace. If you want the ball to be going faster across the stage, you would then have multiple rotations within a second to give the illusion of it spinning faster. So now that that's done, if you were to move the timeline over, you can see that the ball is making one full rotation within 1 second. Without you having to physically rotate it, the rotate does it automatically for you. So when you rotate it like this, and now you go back to scene 1 or scene 10, the main stage, I'm going to delete my layer 2 because that was just as an example. So now as you can see, we don't have the rotation on the stage at all. All you have is the ball because inside of this movie clip is the actual motion. So what movie clips do on the main timeline, which is this here, it automatically loops. So once it hits 12 seconds, if this ball is on the stage for more than 1 second, it'll just continually replay that 1 second loop over and over again. So as it relates to actually doing a motion, I'm going to start off again on the left-hand side. I'm going to give my timeline some space to work with, F5 at 120. And then I'm going to insert a classic tween. Now, when it comes to the placement, you can place it anywhere and you can also scale it. So I'm going to scale it down slightly, and then I'm going to have it rotate onto the stage. And it's going to stop at 3 seconds. So I'm going to drag my timeline, drag the ball into the center of the stage. And now if we were to play this, you don't see the motion or the movie clip playing on the timeline. You would have to press Control Return or Command Return to actually see it play. So as you can see, when it loops, it's going to continuously spin even though it stopped at 3 seconds. So I'm going to play that again. Control Enter for PC, Command Return for Mac. So we want it to stop spinning because it stopped at 3 seconds. So how we do that is we're going to also add in a swap feature. And that's the main reason why we made it a graphic first, so that we can swap the movie clip for the graphic at this second keyframe. So I'm going to click on frame 35. I'm going to go to my properties panel. Again, under frame, I'm going to click on the object. It's going to jump over the object. So now when you look at the arrow tools here, swap symbol, we're going to swap the soccer ball motion for the static soccer ball. Now, because how it works is from layer 1 to frame 1, it is the ball movie clip up until frame 34. Because at frame 35, it's going to stop and swap out at the same time into the graphic. So when you play it, Control Return, the ball comes onto the stage and stops. But on the actual stage, it looks like it's not spinning at all. So we're going to have it stay static for 1 second. So I'm going to manually insert F6, a keyframe here. But then I wanted to switch back to the motion itself. So I'm going to click on the keyframe, click on the object, go to swap, and then swap back in the motion. So that when you see it on the stage, it's going to rotate, stop for 1 second, one Mississippi, and then start spinning again. This is when you can then continue the motion as normal. So 3 seconds here, 4 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 7 seconds is going to be the matched speed it came in. It's going to exit out. So when you play it, Control Return, you see it come onto the stage, pause, and then continue to move off the stage. That is how you can utilize a movie clip and the swap feature in Animate. Stay tuned for the next tutorial that's going to be covering object collision.